Hi everyone, my name is Isabella. I am a digital MMJ, and today I am joined with Elizabeth. She is a immigration legal expert to talk about the keeping families together. So, hi Elizabeth. So keeping families together. Can you tell me what is it?
Sure. It's a program that basically helps us live out our values in this country so that we can keep families together in the spirit of family unity. The president has full executive authority to do a program like this. Just went into effect on Monday, and it allows for about 500,000 people who are either married to a U.S. citizen or are stepchildren of U.S. citizens to get what's called a parole in place, which would allow them to get a work authorization and then allow them to file for permanent residency without having to leave the country, which is really important because before this program, even if you were married to a US citizen, if you'd been here for more than a year without authorization, you would have to go home for 3 or 10 or more years. So this program allows you to get the benefit in the US without having to be separated from your family. And you can be contributing to our tax base legally, meanwhile, with your employment authorization.
And if you could go back a little bit, who does this directly impact?
So it will directly impact about 500,000 people who are either married to US citizens or who are stepchildren of US citizens, and who, if you're a spouse of a citizen, were here for 10 years and were married as of the date of the announcement, which was June 17th of this year, to a US citizen and don't have a serious criminal history. Or if you're filing as a stepchild, then you have to have had that stepchild step parent relationship established as of that date, June 17th, but you don't have to have been in the country for the 10 years. Also, can't have a serious criminal history. So, about 500,000 nationally. We think it's about 4,000 people in Louisiana, which is just less than 1% of the state population.
Does this impact conditional permanent residents who are married to US citizens?
It wouldn't, because a conditional permanent resident is already a permanent resident. They wouldn't need this program. This is really for people who are here without authorization, either because they entered without authorization or their authorization expired, and they're either married to a US citizen and or are stepchild of a US citizen step parent.
Mm-hmm. And could you define what it means to be in the US without authorization?
So without authorization means you either entered without permission, so you came undocumented, or you came with documentation, a student visa, for example, a tourist visa, H-1B, whatever, and then that lapsed. It wasn't renewed, it wasn't extended, you didn't change to something else, you became out of status. So you can be here without authorization either of those two ways.
And so how do people qualify? What are the steps that they have to take?
Well, they'll have to fill out a form online only, no paper forms. That's called an I-131F. They need to have an online account to be able to do that. So they're going to have to go to uscis.gov and open an account if they don't already have one. Fill out that form and submit it with evidence of physical presence. If it's through a spouse of a citizen, they're going to need to show those 10 years of presence. They're going to need to show that they were married as of June 17th. So a marriage certificate. Immigration has specifically said they don't want evidence of every day or every month, but a picture of the 10 years. So I'm suggesting about every 6 month evidence. So for example, maybe January and June, or winter and summer from each year. If you have a document that shows multiple years, like a school record, that's helpful, but still supplement it with individual years. So 10 years of evidence if you're filing through the spouse of a citizen. It looks like immigration will do fingerprints, so they'll be able to determine if you have a criminal history. They haven't said anything about submitting an independent history. You're going to have to give a copy of your ID. There is a fee, it's $580, which is going to be paid online. If you're filing as a stepchild, you're going to have to prove that you were under 18 at the time the stepchild relationship was established and that you were physically here on June 17th of this year. Again, stepchildren don't have to prove that they've been here for 10 years. Only spouses of citizens have to prove that. You're going to swear under penalty of perjury that what you say on that I-131F is true. You'll get an electronic receipt. And then after that, we're going to have to see about fingerprints and how long immigration is going to take to do the next step. It's only been in effect for 2.5 days at this point, so it's still early.
I see. And do you think people need to act quickly because of, I guess, the political climate we're in?
Absolutely. So I'm confident this will be litigated, so it's important to take advantage of it now. We saw that with DACA. Years ago, people said, oh, I don't trust it. I don't know if I want to do it. A lot of people missed out, didn't file, didn't get DACA. And guess what? Now they're not accepting initial applications, only renewals. So I do think it's important to file now. But in anticipation of the possibility of it not being long-term, maintain status, continue documenting your life here. So if this does not come to fruition as hoped with a long-term benefit, because like I said at the beginning, the president has executive authority to do this, and the president has executive authority likewise to undo it. So another president could do something different. So in the meantime, file, but still know that it's not necessarily guaranteed, and have some documentation going so you can show your presence here if you need to do something else in the future. If you're in a relationship and haven't married, if you missed that June 17th, we're going to get married anyway. It might be good to do so anyway. Who knows? Maybe there's going to be a benefit in the future, aside from the benefit of marriage, a benefit to be able to remain in the United States and be with your family.
I guess, do you have anything else that you would like to add that I haven't touched on?
Just be mindful that it's not guaranteed that it's going to be long term, because the president has executive authority to do and undo something like this. But right now it's in effect. So I suggest filing now. Remember, it's only online. You can't send it in the mail. Document everything and stay out of trouble so you can take advantage of this or another program in the future.
All right, thank you. That is well said. So thank you so much for your time, Elizabeth.
Thank you,
And I
Isabel.
wish you have a lovely day.